Well,
assume, David.
Exactly. A day player is an actor that's hired for a one-off, basically a character that is written into any particular episode. And so that was what that first day was all about. And the producers were on set. Brad Wright was on set. And we said, well, you seem to work with David Hewlett. And they wrote me into the next episode. And that was sort of the beginning of it. They changed the name from Karpov when they found out that I was Czech. I am Czech. I speak the language. They changed the name to Zelenka, which means Dr. Green in Czech. And that was sort of the beginning of it. And it sort of kept going that way on. That was my beginning in Atlantis.
You too, Mama?
I wasn't on Atlantis.
No, I mean on Stargate. When you first got to Stargate.
I was going to say I was dead. Stargate, similar thing. It wasn't a day player. It was a guest star.
Of course, because it's Terrell Rothery, ladies and gentlemen.
Just saying. Yeah, so she was supposed to just come in and be this doctor, and they said there was a possibility that this character may recur. And how grateful am I, 7 years later, she was recurring a lot, and that was fabulous. So that's what happened to me. Same thing.
Actor blessing.
Hello.
Good, how you doing, man?
Sorry, you're gonna have to talk a little. Which ones?
You played two really tough characters.
Buddy, I've only played tough characters. I know what you're talking about. Probably the greatest character I've ever played is because the character is Drogo. Because as an actor, I'm learning a different language. You know, I'm not usually like beating up on women and hurting them that way.
Yeah, Drogo, guys.
Thank you. But it's I think the funniest thing I've ever been on was Stargate Atlantis, just because it was all very, very dear friends, and they still are to this day. And it's, you know, getting paid to go to school for 4 years and laugh.
Talk about
and
school,
tortured.
yeah. It was an education.
Oh, totally, yeah.
8-9 pages a day of shooting, and if you consider a page is a minute, we're going fast, and for an actor that's used to being on stage where you can just sort of walk around and do your blocking, there it was mark to mark to mark, and you really had to. It really was a good school. Yeah, it's a great school for acting. So if you ever have a chance to get your own series, it's a great way to learn acting, right?
It also was a groundlings for me, too, because, I mean, obviously I went on to do Game of Thrones and Conan, but I learned how to do all the fighting stuff being Ronin.
With Bam Bam, right?
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, it was a school for me. So.
Yeah, and he's a great stunt guy, Bam Bam was.
Absolutely.
How you doing, man?
This is Jason. What was it like working with Christopher Judge doing that fight scene?
It was amazing because I heard the myths before I got there, and I'm like, oh, I was young and cocky.
Wait a minute, I want to hear the myths. What?
You've never heard the Chris Judge myths?
No.
You haven't?
With
Children
you?
here.
Oh,
Okay.
those ones.
Those myths, yeah.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Say
Yes.
no more.
You know those myths.
I do.
So I didn't believe that he was this amazing creature that he was, and I got proven wrong, and we hung out a couple times, and he's extremely funny, passionate, lovable, crazy, insane, beautiful, big creature. And, you know, it was fun to go, like, I'm going to beat this guy up because I'm like, you know, he's like 25 and he's like 40. I'm like, I'm going to mess you up, dude. And he did all this. He did the whole fight by him, you know. I obviously made him look good, but it's what I do, sweetheart. That's why they hired me. Ain't that right, David?
The victim does all the work.
They don't hire me to do lines. So
That's what they had me
It
for.
was just an honor because we from the very beginning I was like, I really want to work with Chris Judge, and they finally made that come true. And he's just he's someone I really looked up to, and he's amazing. So it's fun. I like beating up on old people.
Jason.
You know, I gave Joe Flanagan all those ideas. That whole Chewbacca thing was my idea. I was like, hey, you should call me Chewbacca. And everyone's like, you're so funny for calling him Chewbacca. I'm like, yeah, he's hilarious. He didn't come up with it. I did. But yeah, it was cool to be bossed around by him. I always thought it was it's Han Solo and Chewbacca. So I mean, it was great. C-3PO's David. What were you?
I was R2D2. I was squeaking in a foreign language. We can hear you great.
All that stuff that I've ever learned, I learned through the people that teach me on those shows. I don't. I grew up with a single mother in Iowa who watched Rear Window and Gone with the Wind. All my family, my wife, my mother was a painter, my dad's a painter, so I grew up with artists, and I've never shot a gun until bullet to the head. That I just did with Stallone. So I mean, like I'm just trapped in this big body. I'm really a really nice, sensitive artist.
You?
Trapped in the. I know it doesn't look like it, but I'm not normally. I don't normally. But I learned all those things from as an actor, you learn how to use the sword to play Conan, and so I mean, it's the fun part about it. You study it. I just happen to be more on that side of people are going to go to me to do action.
Yeah, I had that same problem, killing people all the time on set, and I'm just a tough guy, trapped in a nerd's body, so it's just the same thing.
Thank you. Come on, guys.
I'll take this question.
Yes, please do.
Jason had 5 words per every script, okay? 5 words. And most of them were, what? Huh? All right.
Kill it.
Kill him. Yeah, so that's how we learned him phonetically. No, I'll
But
let him answer the question.
for Game of Thrones, obviously, is I learned it phonetically, and then I already knew the lines, what I had to say, because when I did the audition, I had to learn it in broken English, so I already knew what to say. It's just a matter of it's like learning a messed up rap song. And yeah, you haven't seen Game of Thrones, right?
I haven't.
Yeah.
I have to see it. Do I have to see it? So it's fantastic? But is it violent?
Yes.
Oh, good.
It's good. You get to see my bottom.
You show your bottom?
I show my bottom.
Wow. When is this one?
That's how I had to get the
There's
show.
a lot-
What episode
there's a lot-
is it?
Joyce.
There's a lot on display in that show.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Mike.
You know these boys?
Yeah.
Were you drinking with them?
No, that's my partner, Brian, and then one of my dear friends, Jason, from Australia.
Are
He's
those
from
the guys?
cool.
Are those the guys that left the gas on?
Are they?
Are those the guys that left the gas on?
No, those aren't the guys.
How you going, man? Well, I used to ride my bike to the studio, and we had these earwig thing pieces on, and that was the one thing I always forgot to take off at the end of the day. So I've got like a shoebox full of them at home. So it's kind of stealing by not stealing. And it was funny because I was on my bike riding up Boundary Road, and cars would stop behind me. I've got this little communicator going. Yeah, it was the longest 60 million light year commute ever on a bike. It was good to do. And I got when the series ended, I got my chair back. You know, the one that says your name on it. And you know what? I was going to take it, and the producer says, no, it's we're going to be doing the movie. We might need that. And I'm like, we're not going to be doing a movie.
Did you take it? They wouldn't let you.
No, they wouldn't let me. So I just waited until they went away, and then I took it. So I've still got it, yeah. But otherwise, props have been sold all over the world. I got an email from some lady in Wisconsin that's like, I've got your glasses. So, yeah.
No, I'm not doing Guardians of the Galaxy, and I am finishing up the first movie I directed, and we're starting our second one, which is called Kane. And the one that I just tomorrow, if you guys show up, if I don't bore you, and you have any more questions, you come to my panel. We'll